Hey everyone, Vasy back here, and in today's video, I wanted to do a wish list for Hockey Ultimate Team in NHL 24 and beyond. I do want to start by saying, I don't play a ton of Hockey Ultimate Team, but I do like to go to it every now and then and try and build a dream team of my favorite players. And in today's video, I just wanted to highlight a couple things that I think would make the mode better, and stuff that I've heard in the community that people have requested in the past couple of years. Starting off today's list is dynamic player upgrades. So what do I mean by dynamic player upgrades? Currently in HUT, you have two types of cards, which are X-Factor cards and power-up icons. These cards, you have to use power-up collectibles to upgrade their tier, which increases their overall. What I'm suggesting here is that I think it should be upgraded with the amount of points you get. Let's say each month it's capped at a +2 rating that you have to score 100 points to achieve. If you get those 100 points, then your player goes up to +2 overall. I'm not sure exactly how it would work with balancing, but something like that would be really cool to see implemented into HUT. I do think this could also work with goalies by just having it set as the amount of wins or shutouts they need to get that upgrade. Up next is icon pull upgrades. This is something that I think has to change going into future games. Why is it that in late June or July, when I pull an icon, they still come out with their base rating? They've been getting upgrades all year, and I think that should match when pulling them later in the game. That really makes these cards almost useless, as it takes so much to power them up late game that it's really not even worth it. Definitely something I want to see changed sooner than later. The next item on my list is completely revamping offline challenges. It's crazy to see, but really if you go back to previous EA NHL games, offline challenges really haven't changed at all in the past number of years. They really aren't worth doing at all, as they really give you so little for the amount of time that they take. What I'd suggest is bringing back NHL Moments Live. I believe these were last featured in an NHL game, I want to say NHL 12 or 13, I could be wrong on that. Back in the day, this mode was super cool, as it let you reenact some of the most iconic moments in NHL history in the video game form, sometimes having you change the result, and sometimes having you keep it the same. Overall, I think this would be a much better addition than the challenges that they currently have in HUT. Up next is a small item, but it's having year-round theme team packs in NHL's HUT. The theme team packs are a somewhat recent addition, as they were added in the last summer event in NHL 22. Personally, I do really like having these in HUT, as it allows you to create a team of players around your favorite team if you choose. I don't know why this isn't available at the start of the game. I think obviously you would have to do it at a lower overall. Maybe you start at an 83 or an 84 instead of the 90+, with this slowly progressing throughout the year. Again, it is a small request, but I think it would be a lot of fun to have these at the start of the game compared just to the end when less people are playing. Up next, to me, is a big item, which is an increased way to acquire power-up collectibles in HUT. To me, this more relates to the amount of different sets that we have to acquire power-up collectibles in-game. Currently, I believe we have the two, which are 74 to 79 gold players and 80+ gold players. For me, I'm still rather confused as why is there not an option to trade in higher overall cards for power-up collectibles? An example of this would be, why can't we have a set that we trade in a fewer amount of 87 overall players, especially late game, to get power-up collectibles? It would make it way easier to upgrade our power-up icons and X-Factor players. The next item on my list is the revamp of squad battles. Personally, I find myself as much more of an offline player. So on HUT, when I jump into squad battles, I just find that the mode is extremely stale. Currently, you have to play your 37 games a week, you have to score 5 more goals than your opponent, and take at least 20 shots during this time. And really, at the end of the day, even if you do this for all your games, you're not guaranteed an amazing reward, as it all comes down to the overall of the opponent you face, which is completely luck-based. I don't even really have a suggestion of what I would change. I'll leave that up to the developers at EA. But something needs to change with squad battles, as it's just been the same thing year after year, and at this point, it's extremely stale. The last item on my list today is updated UI and pack opening animations. Again, this isn't something that's a huge issue. But really, it's crazy to think for at least the past 3 years that all the UI and menus in HUD have remained exactly the same. There needs to be some kind of change, as it just makes the game feel fresh, and currently it hasn't had that in a number of years. This again goes for the pack opening animation. It's been the exact same thing as shown on screen the past 3 years, with very little to no change. I definitely hope in NHL 24 that we see a slight adjustment to this, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. And that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know down in the comments, what do you want to see added to HUD in the next couple of years? And I'll see you all in the next one.